David comes to Ziklag and finds devastation. Economic, emotional, family gone. He has nowhere to begin. There's no GPS. There's no satellite technology. All he knows that once when I left, there were homes and children running in the streets enjoying themselves. But they came back, was smokes, rubble. Every house was burned down. Everything is destroyed. Wives, children gone. It was so bad, the men around David began to cry. Men of war began to cry. And they cried so hard until in their panic, they began to think about killing David. But it was that moment God chose to do something to the mantle of Melchizedek through David's life. David began to encourage himself in the Lord. Talk to me, somebody. In the order of Melchizedek, first and foremost, there's a mantle in it. There is an ability in that mantle that nothing that happens in circumstance can crush your spirit. Imagine having the ability to encourage yourself when everything around you is gone south. Imagine the devil meeting a person who can't be crushed. It terrifies the hell out of the devil because he doesn't know what to do with a person who can be crushed. Because they have the ability against the odds. He encouraged himself in the Lord in the midst of the rebels, in the midst of the insurrection that was about to happen from his own men. He encouraged himself in the Lord. And then something happened. He turned to Abiathar, who was a Levitic, who was from the house of Aaron. Abiathar was traveling with David because because David wanted the presence of a Levitical priest just because of the Tanakh and just the customs of Israel of the time. Even though he himself had the revelation to a higher priesthood than Levi, he wanted to keep things normal. So he carried Abiathar and let him do sacraments so the men of David felt like they were connected to the priesthood of God, even though they were in exile, running from a demonic, demented, jealous king. But David realizes we've reached a point in a fork in the road where talk to me somebody, where me pretending like Abiathar can carry me is going to kill us. Because all the while David allowed Abiathar to do priestly work, David knew his priestly order was higher than Abiathar. So he told Abiathar, come here, and Abiathar came and stood, and he said to him, take off the ephod, which is huge, because the ephod is the most sacred garment in the priestly order. Only the sons of Aaron could wear the ephod with the Urim around it. The ephod was the sacred garment. Only the sons of Aaron, who belonged to the high priestly caste, could get that. David, who's from the tribe of Judah, is asking for Abiathar to effectively give up his priestly work. So Abiathar takes off the garments, and who puts them on? David puts them on, meaning David is now the high priest of the group. But the question becomes, if David is functioning as a priest and is from the tribe of Levi, he cannot be in the realm of Levi, because Levi is by birthright. You get what I'm saying? But David puts on the ephod, and then he inquires of the Lord. Now, if David is in error, God would strike him dead, because God did not take traversing the priesthood lightly. People died trying to cross boundaries of ministry. Uzziah became a leper because he tried to become a priest when he was a king without revelation bridging the gap. Revelation is the only thing that can bridge the gap between the kingly and the priestly grace. Okay? But so David says, give it to me. He puts it on. And while he inquires of the fact that God spoke to David, means God recognized whatever office of priesthood David was now functioning in. Now we know that David was from the tribe of Judah, which means the only thing that makes sense is David was functioning in the order of Melchizedek. Just like Jesus, because the order of Melchizedek is not by tribe, it's by divine election. Okay? It's by appointment from God. It's a higher priestly order. So he transcended that, the limitations of the Levitical system, and he transcended. But here's what happens. God speaks to him from that garment, and he says, pursue, overtake, and recover all. So now the mantle has the ability for people who have lost everything to find a way to pursue, to overtake, and recover all. And the Lord said to me, Francis, a lot of the people come around you who have lost money. That's all you need to tell them. I know they're going to want you to pray. Just tell them to put on the garments of Melchizedek again and watch. Restoration is built in the mantle. What am I saying? Somebody is about to get restored up in here. Somebody is about to get things stolen restored. Oh, come on if you believe that.